Welcome to Vlogmas 2025, where I shall be bringing you a video every day between now and Christmas. So please subscribe and don't forget to hit that notifications bell so that you don't miss one. Today we're going to talk about gift wrapping and tags, all of that sort of thing. Now, I'm quite a crafty person, you've probably worked this out by now. So I try to use as many resources as I have within the house. One thing I also love to do is use this paper and use this as wrapping paper and then decorate it in my own way, or just simply use some wool to wrap around. For little gift tags, I have just raided all my cupboard actually, and I've just found these. So they're just little round wooden tags. I do only have 3 of them. I've also got some various washi tapes, and I've also got, made from tartan trousers, some little Christmas trees, and so we can glue those on a card. I have a whole heap of templates with sort of bows and stars, all sorts of little things. I just find it a little bit easier. It's there. You can freehand it. With my loo rolls, I completely did it by freehand. You can just use normal wool. I also collect, you know, when you buy a new item of clothing and sort of just inside they've got those big long hooks, or in a skirt, well, I cut those off and I keep them, and then I can use those to wrap around, my example, like when I did the hampers for the neighbours, and we have these little test tubes, and so I can just wrap that around. These, I haven't got enough of those. Now I've also got card, so I'll probably make my own labels. One of these is quite useful because this punches holes into the card. I have a reel of this, so I can just put a little sticky on with a name. So use that quite a lot when Father Christmas came. I have one handmade soap in here, so that could go to somebody as well. And I've also got a little thing that rounds corners off. Basically, it's a fantastic opportunity to use up your little leftovers that you've been collecting all year. And when it's things like this, then a round sticky label, like we're having that box, just with what it is on there, or you can just freehand if your writing is good enough. So I'm going to start really by making some of these. And what I like to do is just very plain tags. Now for these, I don't want the tag too big or too long, so I'm thinking about here, maybe that wide, so it gives me enough space to sort of write on it. So this is 300 GSM, so it's quite thick card. I don't really want it any wider than the tube, I think. I think we'll do those. So I need 5 of those. I could just round them off. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Like that. And then there's my little metal thing. Here. Let's make a hole. We'll then write on it And then all you will do is literally, I'm not going to tie it on because I haven't written on it yet, but you would literally just that. I mean, it's simple and effective, and we haven't had to go out and buy a whole heap of stuff. I'll finish those later. As far as wrapping goes, I have a present in here which I don't really want to get out because that's going to spoil it for whoever might be watching. Now, when it comes to wrapping something in brown paper, the idea is to not make it look like a parcel that's going to the parcel shop. So whether you decorate by freehand, as I said earlier, or if you do ribbons, either way, it will be effective. Now, you all have your own different ways of wrapping, and I'm far from an expert in terms of wrapping presents. I have to say, my husband's actually better than me at this sort of thing. He's really good at wrapping presents. When we used to do Father Christmas ones on Christmas Eve, he'd be really good. You could tell the ones he'd done. So we used to let him do Father Christmas presents. So I see if the kids are watching now, they'll know the secrets. He used to do Father Christmas's presents because he used to wrap very neatly compared to me. And so they never guessed. And we would always have separate wrapping paper, which was just from Father Christmas, and nothing else got wrapped, and I used to have to hide it. And tell me what other secrets you used to get up to when it came to wrapping Christmas presents from Father Christmas. I'd love to know. And there may be somebody in the comments who's a new parent who might be wanting to know. So comment below anything that you used to use or do, your little ways of separating Father Christmas's presents out. I probably could have made this a bit smaller actually, the paper, so. Now this is a boy's one, a boy's present. So they're not very long, are they? So I'm only going to use this one. But the idea of what I'm sort of showing you here is the fact that you can make do with anything really. Now this year I've also done a knitted bow garland. So I actually have red, white and green wool left from that. If you do have quite a bit left, do a double bow. That also makes it look that little bit different to the box standard. And then, where's my white pen gone? You can then get as creative as you want from here on. You know, as I said earlier, if you can do this freehand, you go ahead. It'll be much better. But if you've got a template, that also works. So I'm just going to continue decorating this. And I'm just going to put little stars. Nothing more complicated than that. Literally, you could just fill it with those. I'm not going to write their name on in case they're watching, but that's the idea there. And you don't have to use the ribbon. You could just literally decorate it if you were that way inclined. And that's it really. It's as I say, it's more about getting as creative as you can and using what you have. Now, when it comes to slightly larger tags, let's make those corners. I do like those. When I bought my business cards, I did this to all of them. I love the round corners. And so then we can use, oh, that one's too big. Can have it just one, simple one actually. And then just glue it down. Now, one thing I have done in the past, which I know works really well, is to actually sew fabric to card. And I mean, I've serrated the edges of this, so I don't need to do that. But yeah, it's as simple as that really. If you were going to sew, you could do a zigzag stitch all the way around the edge. I have just an absolute box standard sewing machine and it sews through card and fabric. That's something else, and then you can just make your hole at the top of your Christmas tree. Like so.
The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you.
I've stuck all the trees on the cards now, and I've punched a hole,
wherever I go,
you can see just there, and then I can just write on the back once they've dried a bit, and they're going to be for the hampers. And so it's just about doing a whole heap more.
It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend.
So I'm going to get on with these, and then I will see you tomorrow.
It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you.